I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man. I mean, want to cry.
Yeah.
But I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with. I was in love with the idea of building a life together.
Absolutely. I was in love with the partnership that I never got. I didn't experience partnership in a relationship until now. But
now, Miss Shaunie was married to Shaquille O'Neal for 9 years, and they have 5 children together. But despite that, she said this about Shaq.
Looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with. I was in love with the idea of building a life together. I truly did enjoy spending time with him.
But you didn't love the man that you made the family with?
Well, she said in love. You know, like when you get older and you really meet somebody that you
love for real.
Experience love for real.
Some babies for somebody you're not in love with?
No.
Well, you think it's love.
Yeah.
Until you fall in love with somebody later in life that really love you and really give you them feelings. You're like, oh
And they
my
had how
God,
many kids?
I wasn't in love.
5?
Yeah.
It took 5 kids for you to realize you were not in. Anyway.
Worst failure is coming in my 70,000 square foot house, no kids, no wife, no nothing. We don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So
when's the last time you think you've opened up to a woman?
We don't.
Your whole life.
Bro, they're gonna tell you can't.
Because you know why?
O'Neal, a television personality and the former spouse of NBA icon Shaquille O'Neal. You probably also know her from Basketball Wives. Well, Shaunie has a book out she just released, and she has some surprising truths that she feels about Shaq that she shares in this book. And she states in this book that she never loved Shaq. Girl, what? You had 47 kids with this man, and you're saying you didn't love him? The math isn't mathing. I'll take it even a step further. He took her son in and raised him as his own. She is so cold-blooded. So what you're telling me is that you're a groupie and a gold digger. If this is the case, let this man have his last name back and change your name. For a lot of single mothers, this is probably the case. Raise your hand if you believe it. I'll go first.
Back at it like a crack at it, automatic like a fomatic, built for static, made for tragedy. This your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast in the Perfect Timing Podcast studios. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got another one, y'all. We right back at it, man. I know y'all might have heard about this. The story came out a couple of days ago. I had to take my time so I could react to it. It really touched me because the story hit me very hard. My good lime water and my hydro flow. Everybody got the one that they got. I got mine. Yeah. It's bigger than that shit. Shaquille O'Neal, ex-wife Shaunie O'Neal, still has his last name, writes a brand new book. She has a brand new husband. She's been remarried to a pastor. She's even going by Pastor Shaunie O'Neal, if you can believe that. She's going by Pastor Shaunie O'Neal, got a brand new book, and she's out here running these streets talking about how Shaquille O'Neal, she never loved Shaquille O'Neal. She was in love with the idea of being in love with Shaquille O'Neal, but she didn't actually love Shaquille O'Neal. So before I give my reaction, let's see what the people have to say about this. Let's get some opinions from the public. Let's get some opinion from some influencers. Let's see what they have to say. Then I'm going to share with you my content, my opinion, and then you're going to let me know in the comments what you feel about it.
Give you them feelings, you like, oh
And they
my
had how
God,
many kids?
I wasn't in love.
5?
Yeah.
It took 5 kids for you to realize you were not in. Anyway, Shaq responded to the posting in his stories. He said,
I understand I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. Heart emoji, all love.
Oh. Yeah, she probably thought that was love until she met the man she's with now. Who really showed her what love is. It made her heart feel a special kind of way.
"So by Captain Shush."
In the name of Jesus.
So that this is what's out here. This is why I had to take my time on to do this story. So people are actually condoning what Shaunie has done and saying that before Shaunie knew what love was. What do you mean before she knew 5 kids and she didn't know what love was? So when you just listen to what's being said, and then watch when I apply my logic later. The brat said that Shaunie did not know love, even with those 5 kids in that marriage, because Shaq did not love her in the same way that this man loves her now. Then she knew what love was. Now she loves this man because this man truly loves her. She didn't know love. She wasn't mature enough to know love when she was married to Shaq. Remember that. Remember those words, because it's going to come back to haunt them.
I love his accountability though, right? Like he was like, I wouldn't have been in love with me either because he know he was for the streets.
Right.
And
This is what influence celebrities and women of the culture are saying, that they are applauding Shaq because Shaq was for the streets, right? And Shaq is showing accountability, but is Shaunie showing accountability? I'm gonna get to it. Let's go. Let's hear some more from ladies in the culture about what they think about what Shaunie said and Shaq's reaction. I'm gonna give you some more, then I'm gonna give you mine.
We're in relationships when we're really not. A relationship is a partnership. You feel like you're on a team with this person. If you don't feel like you're a team with the person, you're always competing with them or feeling sad, that's not a real relationship. So now that Shaunie's in a real relationship, a real marriage, she now knows what love feels like. And Shaq completely understands. What I love the most about his...
Again, remember, I haven't got there yet. Remember, another influencer, another woman of our culture saying that Shaq and Shaunie was not, listen to this, that was not a real relationship. And Shaq understands, right? Okay, now we putting together some math here. Every lady has agreed, the brat, this lady, influencers have agreed that Shaq took full accountability, and that was not a real relationship. And they all agree that Shaunie was not in love with Shaq, and that was okay because she did not know love for that entire time with all those children. Listen.
His response is he takes accountability. He knows he didn't treat her as well as he could, and he's willing to admit it. Accountability is a sign of maturity in a man. So tell me your story. Have you ever been with somebody and thought you were in love, but later realized, nah, that's not a new one? Ooh, these men are upset. But you know who isn't upset? Shaquille.
Why is it funny to women of our culture that men have a reaction? I didn't hear any anger. I didn't hear any emotion. I heard a lot of facts. I heard facts. And why is it when a man says something that's factual, the reaction is, oh, these men are mad or upset? No one is upset when you say that someone is being a whore if they're actually a whore. Does there have to be anger associated with the fact that I am calling out a truth? That this is the problem that we have in our situation with our culture. When men are saying that she did not love Shaq, so obviously mathematically, because men are methodical, analytical thinkers, we think mathematically, we are logical reasons of deduction with me understand that if you did not love the man, then you had to have a reason for marrying him because you married him for a reason. So if you did not marry for love, then obviously you married for money. How is that emotional? I'm just asking, where is the emotion in that? There's a lot of truth in that, and there's a lot of idiocy in Shaq's response. It makes me think a lot about Shaq. Now I'm going to get into what my response. It makes me think a lot about Shaq. Over the years, we heard a lot of cap from Shaq, talking about his stepfather, his father. But what's the truth about Shaquille O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal has played in Miami, Cleveland, LA, everywhere Shaquille O'Neal has played basketball. He's had a baby by a stripper, and he's also been allowed to be a police officer. He is the biggest hypocrite that has ever walked the earth because Shaquille O'Neal is the #1 Captain Save-A-Ho, low down, dirty, pull your boots up from the straps, SBE, no dog, dirty dog, who always takes the time to say black man is the fault for black women's BS. He never takes accountability when it comes to the fact that they are not accountable. And he does it again in this situation. When Shaq responds to Shaunie, he says, I understand. Let's play his response.
O'Neal himself When he heard about what Shaunie wrote about him, he said, I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. He gets it.
I understand, Shaunie. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. And then this woman, and this is reinforcing all of the mental illness that's going on, that's pervasive in our culture. Then this woman's smiling with her single ass. She's single. This is a single woman who's making this video. Single, and she's smiling saying, he gets it. You know who don't get it? You ain't gonna never get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. You ain't never gonna get it. Because you rather have that smile and you rather stand over your man and say, and have this snarky attitude to say, oh, you must be mad. Who made you mad? Or he gets it and you don't get it. You know who ain't gonna never get it? You gonna be like the Brat and BB Judy having a white man's baby. The center of ridicule for Cat Williams. As I digress, man, let's get into my reaction. So this is what I want to share with you guys. I know a lot of people don't watch the whole video, which is why I saved the majority of this toward the end of the video, because I know a lot of people are not really, a fan of a lot of the things that we say in the sector, but they ring true so many times that I pray and wish that some of you would take heed to the lessons that we teach here. So let me share with you something that I learned in the sector that was a very difficult lesson for me to learn that's going to benefit men and those who listen to the entire video. What Shaunie O'Neal said is, this is a wonderful teaching moment for men, for fathers, for husbands, ex-husbands, children of divorce, and even women of divorce who want to learn how to heal and actually be effective partners in the future, and actually be effective mothers and friends to their husbands and children. How about that? For women who actually want to be effective husbands, for women who actually want to be effective lovers and friends to their husbands, for women who actually want to be effective mothers and friends to their children. How about that? So this is what it breaks down to me, and it's a very sad thing. I was looking for the piece of this that came out last week that said, when Shaquille O'Neal responded, all of his 5 kids tweeted a response to Shaquille O'Neal's response. I can't find the kid's response, but we're going to have to move on without it. The children all sent supportive tweets to Shaquille O'Neal. They all said, you are the greatest dad. You're the greatest person. I love you. Each tweet from each child, none of them recognize Shaunie. None of them, Mother's Day is coming up. Not one of them said Happy Mother's Day in their tweet, but all of them said, I love you, Dad, and you're the greatest father and greatest man that I've ever known. Now, this truly bothered me, not just when Shaunie said that she never loved the man that she was married to and had 5 children with, not when Shaq came with that buffoonery response, exonerating her from her whorish ways, but when the children came in. Because the children, you know how they say, out of the mouths of babes? Imagine how the children had to feel. Now, remember what the Brat said. Remember what Tony said. Remember what the influencer said. Everybody is in agreement that Shaunie never loved Shaq. She wasn't mature in her love. She wasn't mature in her life. And it's okay that she hadn't matured to that point to know love, even though she got married as an adult person. You're supposed, just like Jada Pinkett Smith, no accountability for being an adult. Because you got married as an adult. That was an adult decision. You had 5 children as an adult while married. That's an adult decision. But yet still these women and influencers are saying that it's okay that Shaunie never loved Shaq. Each one of those children that she bore, it was okay that she never had known love. Let me correct myself. They did not just say that Shaunie didn't love Shaq. Everyone is in agreement that She could not love Shaq because she did not know love. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Everyone is agreeing that she could not love Shaq because she did not know love. Well, this brings me to my point, what we learned here in the sector. If Shaunie didn't know love whilst married to Shaq, whilst having his 5 children, is it possible for Shaunie to love those children that she bore to that man that she didn't love? Y'all, I want to know in the comments, because I'm going to share something with you that I learned in this sector that it was very difficult for me. And I still do, because I mentor a man who deal with the baby mama 2-step and baby mama drama. And I've been on panels with men who have tears in their eyes. And they say, perfect, why can't she just, I get it that she hates me and that she's never going to be cordial to me. But can you help me get her to stop hurting our child? Why is it that she continues to hurt our child in order to hurt me? What can I do, perfect? I pray. I pay double child support. I do whatever. I still sleep with her. All I want her to do is to not hurt the baby. Why is she hurting the baby? What can we do? Can you, God, Pastor, Lord, please, cow God, take me away. Can you help me, perfect? Can you give me advice? Can you tell me what can I do so that she won't hurt the baby? I'll take all the abuse. I'll work 3 jobs. I'll watch him and pay child support. I don't care if she sleeps with my cousin. I just want her to stop hurting the child. And I don't understand why she hurts the child. Thank you, Shaunie. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, This Nation. Thank you, Braxton. Thank you, influencers, so that we can have a real conversation about these single baby mothers and their lack of love for these boys, and why we have all these homo thugs running around shooting and killing other black people with no remorse and no concern for anyone else. I've been talking to you about love. I talked to you about young Jeezy never knowing love because his mother never loved him. We talked about Ali Sadiq. When Ali Sadiq said, my mother didn't have time to raise me, Ali Sadiq meant to say, my mother didn't have time to love me. She was too busy worried about survival. Shaunie O'Neal did not love those children. Shaunie O'Neal had those children, had the marriage for survival, for money. For survival, for money. And she's admitting it now. I married him for money. I had the children for money, and I never loved him. All I wanted to come here and say to you today is, for everybody out there who's applauding Shaunie, the reason why the children responded in support of SHAQ, because they had to live in a house, and they've had to live in a life with a mother who didn't love them and with a mother who didn't love their father. My name is Perfect Timing Podcast. I want y'all to leave comments in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you agree with me. Those children tweeted their father in support, brokenhearted, because no one knows like the children who lived in the house with that woman, that they knew that they had to support their father because they know in their heart of hearts and minds of minds that they have lived in a life in a house with a woman who never loved their father and thus far could never love them as children. I'm out.